Hello, Vlogalogue. Am I in focus? I can't. I'm not sure. It's Vlogalogue. The whole point is not to stress too much about production value. Yeah, who'd have thought I'd end up back here? This is weird. I look fairly satanic in my viewfinder. I got a banker's lamp for my writing desk because I have a writing desk now. Let me take the. Oh, that's bright and painful. So yeah, hi, welcome back, all of our faithful viewers and all of the new viewers. If you subscribed after I left, I am Kevin, and that's it. I'm Kevin. There you go. That's your introduction to me. No, I'm excited to be back. I'm trying to remember the rules that we had initially set up for this channel. It was something like, don't ever make anything that would be of quality that would go on your main channel. The whole idea is to keep it simple, to keep it just like conversational and discussion-y. So there's never like I've got to, so-and-so wrote a song, so I've got to, make a short film for my day, or, whatever. But then also just, so there's no pressures, that it's really easy to just spit out the words and the thoughts and talk about things. So yeah, I'm excited to be back. I talked to Alex. I was like, I'll do this, but under the condition that I take no responsibility for it. I'm not like lining up guests or picking out topics or recapping what other people talked about. It's just I'm not MCing. I can't MC. I don't have the capacity in my brain space right now. Anyway, so Alex's question this week was kind of, where have you been the last 6 months? And I want to start by getting irritated at the question, because I really feel like, when you talk to someone you haven't talked to for a while, and they say, what have you been up to? Whoa, there's delivery food trash over there. No, you talk to someone, what have you been up to? And it feels like to ask that question is kind of like the gender neutral version of, so when's the baby due? Because the presumption is like, obviously, you must have done something cool with your life in the last 6 months, right? You're not like, your answer's not going to be like, meh, just same as before. I'm realizing now I should never shoot in an upward direction because I have triple chins. It's a problem. But it kind of feels like a high school reunion sort of thing where it's like, oh, you got to rack your brain, like, what are the cool things? What are the cool things? What are the cool... I need to have bullet points. I need to have something in my head, like, this is why I'm impressive. But I think it's kind of a fair question, though, especially, looking at kind of our list of collaborators. There are a lot of us who haven't done a lot on YouTube, at least in the last 6 months. And I feel like YouTube in general in the last 6 months has been pretty dead. I'm sure part of that is just I'm old and I don't follow a lot of the new, young up-and-comer. Maybe I'm just missing something. But it feels like, it used to be the sort of thing where you're like, oh, today's I'm going to watch the Wheezy Waiter video, I'm going to watch this video, and then like, oh, it's today, I get to watch this thing, yay. And now it's more of, the kind of that thing where you go to and you're like, nothing on here is particularly interesting today. Which is unfortunate. I think it's weird. But I don't know. Personally, over the last 6 months, I spent time away from YouTube, and I spent kind of a subsection of that time away from the internet in general, to the extent possible. I work on the internet, so not entirely feasible, but I locked myself out of social media accounts and stuff, and just tried to figure out, like, why am I doing this stuff? And are these things that add value to my life, and what am I gonna jump back into when I come back? And I don't want to. It's weird because I don't want to talk about it, because I feel like my whole discussion, like my whole thoughts on social media in general and kind of the internet culture and that whole thing, is kind of something that I actually set aside and make a whole separate video about on my main channel. So I don't want to talk about that, but. It is weird, though. I feel like when you're in... I don't know, maybe I'll pose this question to you. 6 months... it doesn't feel like enough time to do something. I wish I could say like, oh, well, I went to the moon and I went to Switzerland and I lost 30 pounds. When in fact the reverse is true. I came back for the moon, I came back from Switzerland and lost or gained 30 pounds. Except for the moon and Switzerland part. But I feel like maybe it is as you get older, like 6 months is like, what was 6 months ago? That was like last week, right? Whereas, when you're in school and stuff, you're like, oh, well, I was taking completely different classes. I had a whole bunch of different friends. It was, it feels like while life seems to move by faster, your own progress, when you look at yourself 6 months ago, does not seem to be particularly, mind-boggling. Work's going well. So I don't know. I guess all of this is a roundabout way of saying that I haven't made any progress in the last 6 months. So thank you so much for asking. I hope you're happy, Vlogalogue. And a big thank you to Alex for taking over the MC and kind of chairmanship of the channel. I'm excited to see where stuff goes, and as always, video responses kind of died on YouTube a while ago, but we really like seeing people kind of make their own thoughts. So if you have stuff like, oh, in the last 6 months I went to the moon, please do post that and throw a link in the comments, because I'd like to congratulate you on that.